bankruptcy to big bank. Her comeback story.
The final notice asterisk Jessica Monroe sat at her kitchen table, a stack of unopened envelopes in front of her. The red final notice stamp glared at her from multiple envelopes like bloodstains on white paper. Her Wisconsin, Denver condo now echoed with silence, save for the soft humming of her refrigerator and the occasional creak of the old floorboards. Her bank balance was down to $34.76. She used to be the woman with the 5-year plan, college degree in marketing, check. Full-time job with benefits, check. A little condo she bought at 28, check. But then life happened. First, her mom got sick, and Jessica became her full-time caregiver. Medical bills piled up. Then came the pandemic layoffs. She burned through her savings trying to keep her mom alive. And when her mom passed, the grief was paralyzing. She missed 3 mortgage payments in a row. Eventually, her condo was foreclosed. She filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy and sat in that courtroom with tears in her eyes. The judge asked her if she understood what she was agreeing to. She nodded. Too numb to speak. $200 to $1,743.57 in debt. Jessica didn't know how she'd ever crawl out from under it. Chapter 2, the job that changed everything. She got a job as a receptionist at a small downtown law firm. It paid just above minimum wage, but she was grateful. Jessica had once earned over $70,000 a year, but now she fetched coffee and answered phones for $15 an hour. It was humiliating, but it was work. One day, while sorting the firm's mail, she overheard a conversation between 2 junior partners. She refinanced her student loans through this fintech app and saved thousands in interest. Jessica paused. Fintech. That night, she went home and Googled everything she could about financial technology, debt restructuring, and refinancing. For the first time, she realized that the financial world wasn't just for the rich. It was a tool, and she had to learn how to use it. Jessica spent nights taking free online courses about personal finance, investing, and credit repair. She devoured YouTube videos from women who had paid off 6-figure debts. She joined forums, listened to podcasts, and created a spreadsheet that became her Bible. The spreadsheet broke down every dollar she owed. She color-coded the interest rates, due dates, and payoff order using the avalanche method, targeting the highest interest debts first while making minimum payments on the rest. She even started a TikTok account documenting her journey under the username @debtfreejess. Chapter 3. Side hustles and sacrifice. Jessica took on extra work, pet sitting on weekends, Uber driving at night, even freelancing as a virtual assistant. For small business owners, she cut every unnecessary expense. No more takeout, no more Netflix, no more buying anything that didn't feed her mission. Every dollar had a job. Her life became a routine. Office by day, Uber by night, spreadsheets on weekends. There were nights she cried herself to sleep, exhausted and lonely. But every time she looked at that growing debt paid column in her tracker, it gave her strength. After a year, she had paid off $17,000, but the real game changer came when her TikTok account started gaining traction. One video about negotiating lower interest rates with credit card companies went viral. She gained 100,000 followers in a month. That's when brands started reaching out offering to pay her for sponsored content. She turned her side hustle into a business. Jessica launched an online course called The Broke Girl's Guide to Wealth and charged $49 per enrollment. She also offered one-on-one budget coaching for $150 per session. She made more in her first month than she did in 3 at her receptionist job. Chapter 4. Rebuilding credit, rebuilding confidence. Using her growing income, Jessica made consistent payments on her debts, and her credit score began to rise slowly at first, then faster as old collections dropped off her report. She wrote letters to debt collectors. She disputed errors. She negotiated settlements. Her life became a blueprint of discipline, meal prepping rice and beans, negotiating every bill, saying, No to every indulgence, but something inside her changed. She no longer felt like a victim. She felt like a warrior. By year 3, Jessica had paid off $87,000. Her bankruptcy case was officially discharged. She was now free to take out new credit, but she didn't. She kept using her secured credit card and paying it off in full every month. Asterisk, Chapter 5. A new bank and a new beginning. Asterisk. For years after hitting rock bottom, Jessica walked into a conference hall in New York City, not as a guest but as a keynote speaker. She was invited by a startup fintech company called Zenith Bank. The founder had come across her story on social media and was impressed by her journey. Jessica, he said after her talk, we're building a new kind of bank, one that doesn't punish people for being poor. We'd love to have you consult on our user experience. That consulting role turned into a full-time offer, had a financial education, with a starting salary of $120,000 and stock options. Jessica Monroe now worked for a bank. The irony wasn't lost on her, but this wasn't the kind of bank that charged hidden fees and gave loans with sky-high interest rates. Zenith Bank was building mobile tools for low-income families, gig workers, and single moms trying to survive the system. Jessica designed modules that taught people how to build emergency funds, how to understand compound interest, and how to escape predatory debt cycles. Chapter 6. Full circle. 6 years after she opened that bankruptcy letter, Jessica logged into her account and stared at her new net worth, $62,318.44 in savings. No debt, a 780 credit score. She now owned a small home just outside Boulder, paid for in cash after years of saving. Her story was picked up by CNBC, and her following grew to over 1 million. She launched her own nonprofit Reset and Rise, which helped single moms and young professionals avoid bankruptcy and reclaim financial control. One Saturday morning, she went back to the old courthouse, the one where she had filed for bankruptcy all those years ago. She just stood there, looking at the building with its cold gray walls. She wasn't here to cry this time. She was here to thank the version of herself who didn't give up. Asterisk, Epilogue. Jessica Monroe's story became more than a personal victory. It became a movement. Thousands followed her steps, downloaded her tools, and reclaimed their lives. She didn't just pay off $200,000 in debt. She rewrote her financial destiny and helped others do the same. From bankruptcy to big, her journey proves one thing: you are not your debt. You are your decisions. Asterisk, the end. Asterisk, my friend. You motivate me by subscribing to me, and I will motivate you by bringing stories for you. Asterisk.